Welcome to another edition of Would You Rather. Today's Would You Rather is, would you rather get a deep cut on your leg stitched up without any anesthetic, which is Jay's position, or get a cavity filled without being numbed first, which is T-Fam's position? Jay, start us off.
It's a difficult one, my friends, but if you want to be on the side of good, then I think you'll understand my position. I think you've got to go for the leg stitch, because it's an exposed wound that's going to need stitches, and I think you've already experienced the pain that's come from it. So you already have raw nerves, or it's become numb already on its own, just from natural inflammation and things. So getting the stitches done, you may hardly even feel, or it's just going to be minimum, considering that you already have this open wound. And frankly, I just don't like the idea of people chimming around in my mouth with having to feel it. So you definitely just go for the stitches because you're already feeling the pain.
I'd definitely rather have the cavity filled without being numbed first. I can speak from experience on this. I've had 2 separate cavities filled without being numbed. Hurts a little bit. Yeah, it kind of shoots down through your tooth. It's uncomfortable, but it's not that bad. Plus, think about what kind of damage could be done. Let's just say the dentist got a degree online, doesn't really know what he's doing. Cracks a tooth, takes your tooth out. That's the worst that's going to happen. With the stitches on your leg, you could get a nasty infection, you could get gangrene, you could end up having to amputate your leg in an extreme condition. It's a much better way to go with getting the tooth filled, your cavity filled. Plus the pain is over a lot quicker. The stitches, you're going to have a lot of pain the whole time they're doing the stitches. The cavity, it's not bad until they're really drilling right on that cavity, and it goes away after a couple minutes. They're in and out of there pretty quick.
T-Fam, you just further illustrate my point, because if infection in your leg can't be taken care of by antibiotics, I really think, why wouldn't you be more prone to getting infection in your mouth? And what are they going to do, amputate your head? So basically death is the worst thing that could happen with not being numbed or having any sort of antiseptic in your mouth while you're getting your cavity filled. So once again, it's just, the choice is obvious, friends. You just got to go for the stitches. It's going to be over quick, and it's really hard to screw up stitches. Frankly, I think I could sew myself up if I had the correct equipment.
See, with the cavity, there's no real blood involved or anything like that. Say you're squeamish around blood, you're not going to have that issue. A deep cut is definitely going to have blood, and it could just make it harder for a doctor to work on it. It could make it so he's forgets a needle inside of you or something, and guess what? You've got future problems as well. It's pretty, in comparison, there's not as much that can go wrong with the cavity. Get it over with real quick, no problem. You're solving a pain. Usually cavities hurt. You get that cavity taken care of, it feels good afterwards. You don't have that issue anymore. You're going to feel the pain of those stitches and that deep cut for a while after the fact. It makes much more sense to go with the cavity. Final argument.
I just want to point out that T-Fam had spoken from experience with multiple cavities, which means he doesn't brush his teeth.
With the cavity, it's over quicker, feels good afterwards because you're solving the problem that you had in your mouth in the first place. Stitches, a lot more could go wrong. The pain is longer lasting.